So we found out that one of the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is buried right here in Cairo. So we're going to go check it out so we can learn some of our Islamic history and heritage. So some people are hesitant to maybe visit these types of places because the controversy of, being in places where there are graves. But however, we are going for two main reasons. Reason one, to learn about our Islamic history, and at the same time, while we're there, we will use it as a chance to remember the Akhirah. In this video, I'm going to tell you who this companion is and talk a little bit about the history of this great companion in Egypt. When Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anh was the Khalifa and they conquered Egypt, they opened up Egypt for the Muslims, he made Egypt al-Waqf for all the Muslims. He didn't split it between the Mujahideen as a ghanaim to prevent sort of disagreements and stuff. But anyway, so this area back up there, the sort of the bottom of the mountain of Muqattam, Jabal al-Muqattam, this was designated as a grave for the Muslims to bury, and it's been that way for 1,400 something years. So we're gonna get to the end of this street. We're gonna find that there's a companion, Sidi Uqba ibn Amir al-Juhani radiallahu anhu. He's buried up here. Uqba ibn Amir radiallahu anhu was a great companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-Imam al-Dhahabi mentions about him that he was a scholar, he was a great reciter of the Qur'an. He even had his own handwritten mushaf that he wrote for himself. He was a jurist, meaning that he was a fiqih. He was a great scholar of fiqh. He was a great scholar of inheritance laws. And he was a poet of great stature. He was the messenger that was sent to Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu to inform him that Damascus had been conquered, and he was appointed as the governor of Egypt. So these buildings that we see will look like buildings. They're actually the walls for individual plots. So what happens is in Egypt, people own the plot, families own plots where they bury their deceased. So when you have a plot, you build a wall around it. So this isn't like some shrine or for religious purposes. It's just sort of to protect and guard your plot. And what happens is over the years, you will find that poor people do live in them for not being able to live anywhere else and find shelter. You'll find the name of the family written on, so you know where they are. And then these people, the turba, the people that live and work here, they know them off by heart. And then if you own a plot, you go see them and they look after your plot. And whenever you need to go bury someone, they come and open it up, and then they dig up the ground and then they bury under. It's weird, like they go under, then they bury them. It's very strange. It's very different to what you might see in Saudi Arabia. They say that this is the mirror that Rasulullah used to use. And when he passed away, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sidi Uqba was so upset and grieved that Aisha radiallahu anha wanted to give him something to, make him feel better. So she gave him this mirror. This is the story behind this. Allahu alam if it's true, but subhanallah. So originally, this was just a grave where the Sahabi radiallahu anhu was buried. In the Ottoman time, about just under 400 years ago, some of this renovation was put in place. This decoration and paintings and stuff was put in after by the Ottomans. But this was originally just a grave, and then the masjid was built on it after. Now some claim that Amr ibn As radiallahu anhu is buried here as well. Like many of the companions, there are difference of opinions where they're buried, due to how historically accurate the reports are. But Sidi Uqba ibn Amir radiallahu anhu, it's qata'an, it's the one Sahabi in Egypt that there's no doubt this is his burial place. There's no doubt about that. There's not really a historical debate. So the companion Uqba ibn Amir radiallahu anhu, he passed away, and his resting place was at the bottom of Jabal al-Muqattam, the mountain of al-Muqattam, which is sort of right in the center of Cairo. Other than the great companion, there are many other historical figures in Islamic history who are also buried in this area. And over the years, until the time of Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, rahmatullahi alayh, where they built over the grave, and then the masjid was built connected to the side of the grave. Uqba ibn Amir radiallahu anhu was not initially part of the first army of Amr ibn As when they came in to conquer Egypt. Rather, Umar radiallahu anhu, he sent Uqba to give a message to Amr ibn As to delay the conquest and to stall the conquest for a while. But when Amr ibn As received the letter, he didn't open it, right, until he actually had already entered, and Egypt had become under the Muslim rule and then subsequently became a Muslim country. So he witnessed the conquest of Egypt, and he remained there for, give or take expeditions where he had to leave and lead armies to other places. He basically ended up passing away here, radiyallahu anhu. He was governor of Egypt for approximately 2.25 years, 2 years and 3 months. His governance ended in 47 after the Hijrah. And one of the famous hadiths that Uqba ibn Amir narrated, whoever has 3 daughters and patiently cares for them and provides them with food, drink and clothing from his means, they will be a shield for him from the hellfire. And as I mentioned previously, he was an alim, a faqih, also from the reciters of the Qur'an. He had his own mushaf that he wrote by hand, and he has over 50 plus hadith narrated in the books of Sunnah. So he's considered, from the rawat, from the major companions. He's not a minor figure in Islamic history. He's an important figure. في الأيام سيدي عقبة كان يوصل كسوة الكعبة. كانوا الحجيج يجتمعوا هنا ويأخذوا كسوة الكعبة من هنا ويذهبوا بها إلى مكة. MashaAllah. So the qiswa of the Kaaba used to be sent from here, and this was actually known until quite recently, considerably, 100 odd years or something. This is just one great example of the plethora of famous historical figures that you can find in Egypt. So this is from the benefits of living in a Muslim country, is that you get to see and experience some of the great history that our heritage has to offer.
With Ramadan here, there's no better time to strengthen your family's connection to the Book of Allah. Imagine being able to read and understand the Qur'an in its original language without relying on translation. Learning Arabic is not just a skill. It's a doorway to a deeper understanding of Allah's words. That's where the sponsor of today's video, Arabic Homeschool, comes in. Arabic Homeschool is an engaging, easy to follow program designed for families with interactive lessons, classical Arabic language exercises, fun games, quizzes, and if you join now, they even have a special module specifically for Ramadan vocabulary. Your children will learn Arabic naturally at their own pace. The Ramadan module is completely free, so click the link in the description and start your Arabic journey today.